welcome back. Yes, you're looking at the show. Yes, we are here. We are back. It has been a bit. It has been a month.
Mark, I feel like we're doing this show
for the first time.
Yes, for the very first time. We should do. I kind of feel like we're once
Hi,
a month.
I'm Mark. This is Bryon.
People know who
we do a podcast.
People know.
We used to do a podcast. We're now back doing the podcast again.
Once a month, it seems like.
I mean, it hopefully will be back to normal.
Hopefully.
I mean, not for nothing. Nothing's happened really since we did the last show.
Dude, I have a laundry list of things.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, there's strikes still going on.
Yes.
So no new shows have come out really.
Well, new shows have come
Loki,
out.
But besides that, not much else.
In movies, but
yeah, whatever. Nothing really good. Five Nights at Freddy's was a disaster.
Actually, it was
we can blow through all that stuff.
Not really. But it was the third highest grossing movie for Universal this year, beating out Fast and the Furious 10.
Well, that's not saying much.
It came right behind Oppenheimer.
Wow.
For opening record. That is crazy.
Well, it's because it's based off a video game that kids loved.
And especially since it was streaming that day on Peacock.
Yeah. On the cock, as the kids call it.
So, before we get into anything, this Sunday,
yes,
we have the Manchester Comic and Toy Show at the Army and Navy Club at 1090 Main Street, going on from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
It's $5 to get in, 10 and under for free. This one is it's my favorite show, honestly. I love this show.
Oh boy. That's some bold words, Cotton.
Well, we already did my first favorite show. This is my second favorite show.
There we go.
And then my third favorite show is coming up 2 weeks after that.
Wow.
But this show, it's in Manchester, the heart of Manchester. Not only do you have local businesses you can go for lunch and dinner and get your coffee, get your breakfast.
Correct.
You also have this wonderful show put on by our great friend Andrew. He does a fantastic job. You want to relive your childhood, nostalgia, 80s, 90s, whatever, you go to this show. This show is a good one.
Yeah.
Then in 2 weeks after that, the last Sunday of November, we have the Comic and Toy Show at the Doubletree Hotel, 42 Century Street, Bristol, Connecticut, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This show, yet again, I love all these shows. This show is a fantastic show. It is one of the bigger shows.
It is the CliffsCon Super Show, as I like to call it.
It is huge. There's actually going to be a voice actress.
I like to call it CliffsCon Mania.
Yeah. And I'm going to have...
CliffsConia. That's what you should call it.
This show, I'm going to have everything. I found a lot of cool stuff that was selling very well at Scott's show, which I'll talk about later on. I'm going to have a lot of old D&D stuff at these next two shows, 80s and 90s.
There is a bug flying around
It's a stink bug.
It's a stink bug, so we're trying to not acknowledge its existence, but
He's right over there. Frank, I call him Frank.
Brian's petrified of it.
I'm not. I have them at home. They're totally cool.
Oh, you brought them with you then. Nice.
I did. I brought them with me.
Your new friend.
There's one dead in your light, so I don't think I brought him with me.
That happens.
So these
coming from the outside. There's a gap under the door over there, so that's why they get in.
This Sunday in Manchester, come and say hi. I'll be at the BK Toys, and you'll be there maybe with Matt, Ryan.
No, Matt will have Cliff will be at Matt's booth.
Yes, you're right. Cliff will be there.
I'll be home watching football.
But will you be at the Doubletree one?
That's a possibility, yes. Okay. Yeah, there's a strong possibility I'll be at that one. It feels weird. I haven't been to one in forever, it feels like.
I miss you, Mark.
I like that. That's what I want to do. I want people to miss me. So then I make a grand return. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you for." Then I feel like I feel wanted. If people see me too often, they lose interest.
Yes.
That's why I hide from my wife in the house for a couple days. Then I pop out and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I miss you. I haven't seen you in forever." It's like, yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there, Mark. Is this therapy? Is turning into therapy? What's going on?
No. My wife's annoyed by me all the time. Just as yours.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, that's exactly how it should be.
That's the way it should be. Getting annoyed.
Hey, producer man in the other room, can you go in my office into my book bag and grab the power cord for my laptop, please?
And text his wife. He's not coming home.
No, I charged it earlier, yesterday, but for some reason it's almost dead. So,
all right.
Thank you.
Why that's happening?
Yes. It's come right by your head.
That's fine.
It's right behind you.
Okay.
I can see it.
It's fine. All right. let's move on. We got lots to talk about.
We do. Shoot. Scott show.
How was it? Let me get Scott show out of the way. First time doing it 2 floors. The second floor was actually pretty decent.
You didn't do it 2 floors. The show was 2 floors.
Yeah, Scott did it 2 floors.
Yes.
He did it 2 floors.
He did it on two floors.
2 floors.
Hey.
He was doing it all over the place.
Wow. It's that kind of show.
It was a decent turnout. I think over 200 people showed up. And the people downstairs did very well. It was well organized. Cliff was actually in front of outside until it started raining and he packed up, but he had a little tent and it worked out. Yeah, everybody's got bracelets. So then it was just a good time. New vendors were down there. So it was kind of nice to see new people.
Yeah.
So I got to hang out with Matt Ryan and Guy and Mario for the day. So it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. The Safari Brothers.
They're the best.
Yes, they are. So we had a great time. Our producer's coming in.
Go around the far side there, so that way you're not on camera.
Yeah, we don't want you on camera.
No one wants to see you.
Nobody wants to see you. Jesus. What is going on? This is great.
I don't work in production, not to work in front of my camera.
Nobody wants.
No one wants to hear you either.
All right. Thank you, producer.
Thank you, producer man.
He produces things.
He produces something. We don't know what, but he produces it.
So anyway, Scott show. It kicked off the season.
Keep talking. I'm listening.
Fantastic turnout. We had a great time. We're going to do it again in February. He's always the kickoff. It's usually Scott, Andrew, and then Cliff.
2 floors again?
I don't know. If it was a success, I think he might.
A success?
Success. It was a success. Yeah, it seems like he'll probably do 2 floors again.
And I hear rumors that they're going to be paving that parking lot or something.
So the next show, we might have a better parking lot. They might have a better parking lot. Yeah, that's a rumor.
Will they have it done by February?
I don't know. But you don't pave things in the wintertime, so it doesn't make any sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. It might not be till the next October.
Right.
It's supposed to be a bigger parking lot, too.
Right. So
awesome. Parking there is not the greatest.
Speaking of parking lots.
Speaking of parking.
So this, I'm going to...
Some of the best places to park.
I'm going to talk about this here. Where
else would you talk about it?
Well, let me get to it. This has not been officially announced by anybody.
Uh-oh.
But...
You're a zebra.
I'm actually a zebra. No.
Wow.
The Enfield Theater is closing December 6th of this year.
Yes. This
now,
rumor has been floating around for a while now.
It's more than a rumor.
Well, I'm just saying, before that, the rumor had been floating around. I mean...
This has been posted...
That mall's dead.
Hold on. Let me give it... A email that went out to the employees.
That was leaked to you.
That was posted on Instagram.
By a source.
Was posted on Instagram.
Oh.
So it was not leaked to me.
No. I thought maybe you had inside
this is
source
public.
Or something. I thought maybe you had a source that you were using.
That's my source, is Instagram.
Well, it's not really a source then. That's like public information.
Yeah, but the movie theater itself hasn't made an announcement to the public.
Why would they? They didn't make one in Eastfield. They just went in one day, tore everything out, and left.
They went to the mall to negotiate rent.
Their new lease.
The new lease, and It was way too much.
Not surprising. The guy that owns that mall is an idiot.
It's a bank.
Yeah.
So,
there's also a guy that runs that, I'm saying.
So they're pulling out.
Why wouldn't they?
They say they can't do it. It's not feasible.
Why would they?
So as of around December 6th, don't be surprised when you see the Enfield Movie Theater gone.
It's kind of crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it this morning because I knew we were going to talk about it. I can't even remember a time when this town didn't have
a theater.
Growing
up, we had the theater that used to be where
Petco is. Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Then it moved to the mall.
Yeah.
It did very well.
Yeah.
Also, that movie theater made the people who were running that mall at the time. I was working at KB Toys. And what happened was the theater came in, and when everyone's lease was up, they jacked up the rent, saying they were going to benefit because of the movie theater.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, are you crazy? So that was kind of the end of that mall because a lot of people left because
also
they couldn't afford it.
Retail died.
Yeah, but we go to other malls. You go to Holyoke or Manchester, the malls are booming. They're doing well. You go to a strip mall, strip malls are doing very well.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I mean, like, that kind of situation.
Bad
management.
Yes.
Mall management.
Was horrible.
It's very, like, it's
not
very
good.
obvious that there's been a huge shift in the ownership of malls. And the people who own malls, majority of people who own malls now are not good at it.
The company
and they don't do well.
The company who owns this mall is one of the biggest companies who buys dying malls, and they just let it die.
Yeah,
sadly,
because they rely too much on anchor stores. That's what malls do.
Well, that's a big reason why you would
and
go.
There aren't really any anchor stores.
Just
left
Target.
No, I'm saying in general, there's not like.
Yeah, not anymore.
Big
They're all
anchor
closed.
stores.
Sears
There's
is
no big
closed.
department
J.C.
stores
Penney,
that
Macy's.
Yeah. Filene's, G Fox, all those kind of just went the way of the.
I was shocked
Dodo.
when the Christmas tree shop closed up last year because that store.
Christmas tree shop showed up completely.
Yeah.
It's also owned by Ocean State.
Which blows my mind.
Yeah. So. They tried rebranding it to like CTM or something, or CTS. They were going to change the name. We just call it CTS.
Oh.
But I don't
know.
That
place was always busy.
Yeah, the one in Manchester even closed too.
Yeah.
That was like my dad's favorite store.
Dude,
he used to love that place.
Every Christmas, Alice and me, we go there. Even in the summertime, they had good deals.
Hobby Lobby took over. That's the problem.
Well, Hobby Lobby is in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. They're not owned by the same company.
No, but I'm saying, they're kind of like, they've kind of taken that spot in the zeitgeist.
I guess.
They're more of like a national brand, whereas Christmas tree shops is only like an up here kind of thing. It's not like all over.
Yeah, New England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
anyway, that is sadly will be the end of the
it's not like
theater.
it's gonna be missed, but like missed in a nostalgic kind of way.
Yeah.
Not like missed in a dang, where am I gonna go see movies? Because I can't remember the last movie I went and saw there.
The funny thing is we've been going to West Springfield for a while now.
Like even when Claire and I go to a movie, like if I take her to a movie, we'll go to like Enfield because she's in like the big crowds. So that's like the only reason we would ever go there. But like I can go to Agawam for that, or
yeah, but West Springfield's not always busy. You go during the day.
But I mean if you don't go during the day, I'm saying like if you're trying to do a weekend thing.
Crazy news, big news.
Yeah. It's just like another weird thing because it's going to be another huge space in that mall that's just empty.
Rotting.
Yeah, and falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
They should just demolish the place. That's really what should happen.
Pretty much.
Eastfield has the right thing, the right idea.
What are they doing with theirs?
Demolishing it.
Yes, start from scratch.
They're going completely from scratch, and I think they're going to try to do like an evergreen walk kind of setup, like more of like a
strip mall.
Yeah, but like an outside shopping venue kind of thing.
Yeah, honestly, not
like the thing. Like Evergreen Walk, like I like the idea of Evergreen Walk, but I think
that's high end Evergreen Walk.
No, but I think also if they were to do like an Evergreen Walk, like where you can drive and stuff through it and stuff, and have the park and everything, but the thing is the outside like walking area, I think is a downfall of it sometimes. Like in the winter, it doesn't really get a lot of business because.
Yeah, but it's very high end. Walk.
Yeah. Well, there's other stuff in there now. We just went like for Josh's birthday. We went to Red Heat Tavern and it was really nice.
Yeah. I'm just saying the shopping areas.
And they're getting
end.
a Whole Foods down there now.
High end.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to spend $40 and get
on a Nutri-Grain bar
and get barely any groceries, sure.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
But yeah, I mean, I think the outdoor malls are nice. I think that also a strip mall. You go to the Barnes & Noble strip mall in Enfield, it's always packed. You go to the across the street, always packed.
Yeah.
And that might be the best way to go. Just knock down the mall.
That's where the original mall was.
Keep Target. Yeah, I know. Keep
Enfield
Target.
Commons.
Keep Target open.
So the Orange Julius was.
Yeah.
Crazy Eddie's.
Yes, Crazy Eddie's.
Yeah.
I remember. That's where.
Yeah.
Barnes & Noble used to be there, and then they moved across the street.
Quality Bingo Supplies was in there.
Yeah.
That bug just like dive bombed the floor.
Yes. He's gonna.
Yeah.
By the end of the show,
he's gonna hit one of us by the end of the show.
He's gonna attack one of our faces.
Mark on the time frame under this video when you think one of us is gonna get hit by this bug.
Bug Watch 2023.
2023. Right before election coverage.
Oh boy. Okay.
Bug Watch.
So I guess I have some topics, but
hey, we're getting another chicken joint in town, so that's a good thing.
Resurrection Chicken?
Raising Cane's. Right, is that what it's called?
Yes, it's called Resurrection Chicken.
It's definitely not a religious name whatsoever.
Raising Cain.
Wasn't Cain the bad brother in the thing? So
the
they
Bible?
basically saying they're raising the devil?
Maybe.
Because Cain was the one that killed his brother.
Yeah.
So it's called Raising Murderer.
Raising the Murderer.
Raising the Murderer.
That's a new Netflix docuseries.
Raising the Murderer Chicken.
Raising Cain.
Coming soon to Netflix.
The chicken. Maybe he's Hellfire. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's a satanic chicken joint.
They only serve roasted chicken.
They're only open
rotisserie.
on Sundays, as opposed to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, they're closed Saturday through Friday.
They're closed every other day of the week. Then they open on Sundays.
Sundays, the devil's
Come
day.
get your fire roasted chicken.
Raising Cain.
If there's not like a Cain, if like they don't get Cain from the WB to come to every store opening and like do the thing with a fire and then like they start cooking chicken on it, then what's the point?
Well, that leads me into our next topic, Mark. Raising Cain. Now that you said that.
Yeah.
Sunday.
You like that sick segue I gave you?
That sick segue.
Sick segue.
I did two things I would never thought I would be doing as a 44-year-old man on a Sunday. I watched Crown Jewel while pricing Pokemon cards.
That's pretty good.
Yes, in my pajamas.
Well, I mean, I don't get it. I
don't get on my pajamas on Sunday.
as my wife calls them, I don't put my hard pants on Sundays.
No, me neither. Pajama pants all
She
day.
calls jeans hard pants. This has become a contentious thing in the house recently.
You know, if you say that in the wrong company, it comes off as very
Yeah,
weird.
that's what I said to her. Like, you can't be calling hard pants. You can't be like, my husband wears hard pants on Sunday. It's like, what does that mean?
You walking around with a heart on? What's going
Walk around
on?
with a boner all day? I mean, who knows? Depends on what's going on. But.
So, luckily, Scott's son Jared helped me out on Sunday. Not this Sunday, the show. He went through my Pokemon cards. He sells them. He told me which ones I should be looking up and which ones are common. So I spent the day going through those because I'll be selling Pokemon cards.
Hey, you got to branch out.
I am. I'm branching out, my friend. I'm selling
They're
Pokemon.
a hot ticket item.
I'll be selling Pokemon. And these are 1998 cards.
Which edition?
First.
First edition?
Some of them are first. Some of them are Japanese.
Oh, man.
They're not even called Pokemon. They're called Pocket Monster.
Because that's what they was called.
Yes.
They couldn't call it Pocket Monster in America, though, because hard pants.
Yeah, hard pants. Pocket Monsters and hard pants.
It's the name of the show today. Pocket Monsters and hard pants.
Yeah. So I will be selling Pokemon Pocket Monsters.
People will definitely watch this show.
That should be the title.
That's what I said. Pocket Monsters and hard pants. It's the name of a new hit show on NBC. Detective show. Pocket Monster and hard pants.
All right.
They're special investigators. In Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, so I did that yesterday. Crown Jewel, I have to say,
it was on Saturday from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Yes, I
at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
Saturday I was busy, so I was like, I'm going to watch it Sunday because to me Sunday is
I'm
a
also
bit.
not going to watch it on Saturday in the afternoon, anyways. We watched it Saturday night, so.
Now.
I mean, I watch it Saturday night. Claire gets one match in and falls asleep. So.
Right. Allison came in to help me put these Pokemon cards in sleeves, and at that time, Ripley's
individual
match.
sleeves or like a
big sleeve, yeah.
9 card sleeves.
Yeah. So Ripley's match was on, and
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
5-way.
The 5-way. There was the 5-way.
Women's 5-way. That's the way to sell a match in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So Allison, she had that one cool move where she was holding
Riptide.
And she jumps and
the Riptide.
Yeah, she lands on the other two.
It's like a fisherman's suplex kind of thing.
Yeah.
She underhooks the person's arm, pulls it underneath their
But she's holding.
crotch,
she jumps off.
And then they lift them up. Well, usually she does it on the ground, but she did it off the top.
Off the rope.
But usually she puts the person's arm between their legs, holds it, flips them in the air, and then slams them on their back. That's the Riptide.
Yeah, but she had the person holding them jumps and lands on 2 people.
Yes, that was just the big move that she did.
Right. all Allison said was, "Oh, I like her makeup." That was the extent that she said.
She's goth.
Yeah. But that was a good match. I really was saddened. I really wanted to see Logan Paul get the crap kicked out of him.
Yeah.
I know this is all planned out.
I mean, the other part of it is...
I was really disappointed that he won.
My thing on this, and I had this conversation with Claire, because I talked about it with her on Sunday when you were texting about it, and I mentioned it to her, how now you're watching it, and she's like, I can't believe Brian's watching wrestling now. I'm like, well, he wants to be interested in things that his friends are interested in, so he's trying to have stuff to talk to me about.
Yes, that's it. Hold on. No,
on the show. There's nothing else to watch.
No, put a pin in that.
So,
put a pin in that.
Yeah. So
no, let me put a pin. Hold.
Okay.
1 second.
I was to tell you my Logan Paul thing.
No, I know. Okay. Hold on. In the last couple of years of my life, I've said I want to do or watch or experience things I normally would poo-poo. I did turn on wrestling back in September.
Yes.
And Ripley's match was on. It was one of those specials. And I was like, okay, it's ridiculous. I can get into it, though.
Yeah.
But also, you're into it. You make me want to...
Take it for what it is, too.
Yeah. But you make me interested.
The spectacle of
but
it.
also, my grandfather and my brother watch it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And, I'm like, you know what? Why not? It's something to watch. I'll do it. I can do something while it's on.
It's better than most other stuff on television, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I was entertained. I had fun.
Yeah.
When it's stupid, it's stupid. I mean, Seth Rollins and his whole back thing. It's the dumbest storyline.
That's pretty dumb.
Yeah, it is so dumb. The announcers are more obsessed with his back than Seth Rollins.
That's exactly. Because I think they're trying to prolong the story to make it something.
Yeah, I think
and making a reason why he's going to lose his match one of these days.
Right.
Whereas he's just kind of I got a bad back.
And you know what made me watch Crown Jewel though? On Saturday night, I put on, because I'm a huge fan of Greg Miller from he used to be on IGN and Kind of Funny. He has a show on the WWE network. That's awesome.
Oh,
right?
This is awesome.
This is awesome.
Yes.
I watched episode 1.
Claire loves that show.
That was it went from stuff I knew.
Yeah.
Stuff I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it was kind of I was entertained by that show. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll watch Crown Jewel on Sunday.
Yeah.
I watched episode 1 of that, and I'm like, man, it brought some memories back. Because they talked about the 80s and the 90s and then stuff I really didn't know, but now I know.
Yes.
About the Jon Stewart thing. I didn't know about Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
I didn't know about
back
all
when they
that.
had guest hosts.
No, Jon Stewart was with, was it Rollins? Or he came out with a chair and he hit...
Cena.
He
took out John Cena with a chair.
Yeah, but it was funny because he let the other guy win.
Yeah.
But even though he was beefing with him.
Yes.
Because he came on the Daily Show.
Yes.
And he
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Yeah.
So you know what? I was like, okay, it's a passive thing. I can enjoy the entertainment. I'm not going to watch it every week. I'll watch the specials. I did watch the recap podcast show afterwards, which was nice. I did like Ripley's interview with that woman outside where she basically was like, who are you? And she's like, I'm new here. And she's like, okay, I never want to see you again. And she walked away.
No, I didn't see that.
That was really funny. It's on that they do a after show.
Yes.
Yeah. That was really funny.
Post show.
Yeah.
Sporting events.
That was really funny.
Sometimes they even do press conferences. They just don't do them from there because it's Saudi Arabia and you don't want to
So anyway, yes.
have press in Saudi Arabia. So
it is fun talking about wrestling with you and when I see my family.
Yeah.
So anyway, Logan Paul, he was a piece of poop when he was a YouTuber.
he is. He still is.
He's a grifter.
But
he's a scammer.
I agree with all these things. My thing on Logan Paul is it's marketing gold.
Oh yeah, I'm
Putting a belt on him, now he's gonna be walking around with that belt that has your logo on it, and all of his idiot followers on Facebook or whatever, YouTube or whatever, and the Gram or whatever the hell he's on, are gonna tune into your thing to see him.
Yes, I know.
And
understand.
you could build up some other character to challenge him to take the belt away from him and make that person ginormous off of just beating him up.
I get it. I just don't like him.
So I think the person that's going to be that person will be LA Knight. Because the thing with him and Roman's done.
Yes.
But you still want him to have a championship. He's definitely not going to end up with the Universal Championship. Why not give him the United States Championship and have him do like the John Cena thing from back in the day and build him up that way as United States Champion who's there every week and could be the main guy on the show while Roman goes and plays tiddlywinks or whatever the hell he does when he's not wrestling.
I was really sad to see John Cena lose. I was like, oh, why?
You can't have him win. That was my other thing.
No, you can.
No, you can't, because then you're neutering that the guy that he wrestled solo. If he loses to John Cena, who's like 90 years old in wrestling years, he's an old 50-year-old guy who's not even a full-time wrestler.
I don't even like Solo.
A part-time guy.
I don't even care about that guy. I wanted John Cena to win.
Because you're building this story that he's not won a match in so many years. And you can then either keep that going or end it before, like, once the writer's strike gets solved or the actor strike gets solved. You can then, before that, the last show before he goes off and does movie stuff, you can do that last hurrah thing with him.
I guess.
Or you can drag it out till WrestleMania and have him do his last match there and do the goodbye thing.
They kept saying.
They say that. They do that all the time.
He's going to retire. He's
talking
about retirement.
This is what they think of. They do this all the time.
Yeah. One thing about John Cena, who I love, I think he's a great actor. I think he's a great comedic actor as well.
He needs to invest in Just for Men.
Thank you. Thank you.
Claire hates that he doesn't dye his hair.
No,
because he said he won't put anything.
He's got a huge bald
He said he
spot.
won't put anything. He doesn't put anything on his hair because he doesn't want like any chemicals in his body.
I don't mind. I agree with that. But he had a huge, massive bald spot.
Ginormous.
Yes,
it's really bad.
Yes,
just shave your head.
Yes, go.
But he can't shave his head because he was starting Peacemaker before the strike started, so he can't do anything to his look. In case the strike ends, he has to go back and do Peacemaker.
Yeah.
So
I know.
He's stuck with the hair he's got until...
Yeah.
He can't do anything until it's done. So
Every
now he's
time,
stuck
man,
in this
he was doing stuff. I was like, that
weird
bald
limbo.
Spot, that bald spot was
And
massive.
the longer the match goes, the more his hair gets wet.
Yes.
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes.
It's like...
I know.
Yeah.
If I ever have a bald spot that big, I'm just shaving my head.
Why don't you just do a, you can make it work.
No, there's no way of making that work. There is no way in the world.
Yeah, that's like the worst male pattern bottom. So we get like the
big
Friar Tuck.
Yeah.
The
Just
Friar Tuck's the worst.
Just shave it off.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a fun show. I mean, those are the matches. Seth Rollins, I think is a good intro song. He is.
Yeah.
Oh, so the one thing I had a question, and you told me, but we'll talk about it here. What's his name stole the briefcase?
Yes, Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Yes.
So he stole the briefcase.
Correct. He stole it so Damien couldn't cash in, because you don't watch the weekly shows.
No.
His new thing is he wants to dissolve the Judgment Day. He doesn't want them to have complete power because they have the tag team championships, the women's championship, and Dominic has the NXT North American championship. So his mission that he's announced on Monday is to make the Judgment Day lose all their power.
Okay, all right. I didn't
and lose
know.
all their belts and lose all their opportunities. So he's going to gradually diminish them down. To probably make Damien leave the Judgment Day is what I think
all right. Well, because I was getting frustrated looking up a stupid card, and then I was like, I looked up, and that whole thing happened, and I was like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was happy. I don't really know these wrestlers that much, but the women's championship with Sky,
Io Sky,
and Belair,
the genius of the skies.
I like Sky. I like them.
Io's awesome.
Yeah. So she won.
With returning Kairi Sane, who was her former tag team partner from way back in the day in Japan.
Oh, that's why they made a big deal about it.
Yes.
Yes.
In Japan.
See, when I watch the post show, they talk about all this
Yeah.
stuff. So I get a little bit
yeah.
more educated about
Pirate
this.
Princess is her gimmick.
The Pirate Princess.
Yeah. Yeah, she comes out with like an old shanty type song and everything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Um,
It's pretty kitschy, but it's really awesome. Like she has like a ship wheel that she spins. Like that's how she used to come out and everything. It's a whole thing.
You know what, Mark? I think someone needs to bring back the bedazzled Darth Vader helmet. Who was that?
Shockmaster.
Shockmaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone needs to do that. I
That was
mean,
a Dusty Rhodes bad idea.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
God. Remember we talked about that on the podcast years ago.
Years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a good
Yeah.
time.
You can get into like if you're like looking for things to watch while you're pricing things or working on stuff. That WWE network.
There's a lot.
There's a rabbit hole you can go down.
Well-
There's a lot of documentary type stuff that's really interesting.
The rabbit hole I'm going to continue with is that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's where
There's
I am
also
right
one
now.
where they did the Monday Night War of
Yes.
WCW and WWE back in the day.
I never liked WCW.
That one's
growing up.
really good though. It's like really like inside documentary kind of style, and they talk to the wrestlers from each side that were involved in it and everything.
Yeah.
It's really good. See, I'm into that stuff. I'm into like the documentary, like deep history stuff. I get into that. That's my thing
When they showed
in general, not just
right
wrestling.
Me too. When they showed Brett Michaels, what he looked like now, and
Bret
it's
the
awesome.
Hitman Hart,
Yeah, Brett and Hitman.
not Bret Michaels.
Sorry.
Bret Michaels is the lead singer of Poison, who was not a wrestler.
No, he's not. Brett the Hitman Hart.
Yes.
I apologize.
He had a stroke, by the way, like not
wow.
20 years ago.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah.
so.
He's also like
different.
70.
I know.
Yes.
I don't like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so finding out Matthew Perry died.
Well, we're playing D&D.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
that was super sad. I mean,
Yeah, drowned in his hot tub.
which they still don't know. He played.
I mean, we know.
They played pickleball. No, we don't.
Yeah.
The toxicology report hasn't come out. He was playing pickleball, came home, got in the hot tub, and they were saying, I mean, there's speculation he was on prescribed medication.
He fell asleep.
He fell asleep. Now, there's been people in the past.
I've almost drowned in my bathtub when I was younger, falling asleep in the tub.
There you go. The lead singer of the Cranberries. That's how she died.
Yeah.
She was in a bathtub. She was taking pain medication for her back.
Yeah.
Fell asleep.
Yeah.
And she
you just
drowned.
slide down and you don't wake up.
Yep. So it's
Yeah, it can happen.
do not go into a body of
Do not
water.
go in a body of- It says it on the bottles too. I think like do not like.
I think it should start. Do not
I
go
think
in
it's
your
in there.
water.
I think it's in there. Like don't
Don't drive a
operate
car.
heavy machinery.
Yeah.
Don't
Make big decisions.
float in a body of water
Don't go near water.
somewhere where you're like, and especially on a thing where there's a possibility you might take a little bit more than you should have,
Right.
and you might fall asleep
Yes.
and not be able to wake yourself up.
I know. It's very sad. Very sad news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other big things that happened, Marcus. I mean, that happened. This past week, I'm in the middle of Shoresy season 2.
I'm really behind on it. I've only got a couple episodes in.
I just watched episode 3 today.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Season 3's already been announced.
Yes.
But
And
the
final
sad
season of
yeah,
Letterkenny,
the sad news.
which people told me there was a video that promotes the last season of Letterkenny,
no,
but the only video people send me are this video of Katie,
that's the official one.
and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything else going on in this video but Katie walking backwards in a bikini.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, they could be telling me that Letterkenny's ending, but I don't really care.
It literally says final season.
I
in the
don't
video.
see any of that. All I see is Katie walking backwards in a
the
bikini.
smoke show that is
Yeah.
Katie. Anyway, yeah.
It got me in trouble too, by the way, that video.
Why?
Because I was watching it, and Claire was like, I had it on my phone, and I'm like sitting in the chair, and Claire's behind me. Because I think you posted it on the chat.
No,
like
I sent it to you. I texted
Yeah,
it to
Letterkenny final season.
Yeah.
Like preview. And it's just her picture on the front of it. So I didn't
Yeah.
know what was the video.
you. Yeah.
So I like, oh, cool. Maybe they're like, I want to see what the last season's going to be about. So I started playing the video on my phone. And Claire's like, what are you watching in front of me? I'm like, it's literally the trailer for Letterkenny last season. And she's like, come on. I'm like, no. So they had to like show her the video and like the description and everything. She's like, oh, well, that's a way to sell a show. I'm like, yeah, that is the way to sell a show.
December 26th.
I'm like, sometimes that show gets kind of,
December 26th is the final season.
Yeesh.
We're going to get it all. I'm hoping we'll get the final season, and they'll release one final holiday episode next year.
Well, it comes out Christmas time, so it makes
We've already had a Christmas holiday. They always do a new holiday.
Would it be New Year's? They haven't done a New Year's one yet.
I'm thinking that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I did rewatch the Halloween episode this year, which I love.
Yes.
And Christmas time, I'll watch I love watching their holiday episodes over and over again.
Yeah.
But Shoresy season 2 has been great so far. I just watched episode 3. They play the Americans.
I've heard about this. Yes.
It's very entertaining.
The league, yeah.
It's very entertaining. It's been a good season so far, and I could see where he's going to put his energy into Shoresy.
It's a lot of work. You got to play game. You got to play hockey on it the whole time.
They all play hockey.
No, what I'm saying, but I mean, it's probably like a lot of work to produce that. It's not like as easy as Letterkenny, where they're just standing around talking.
Right, and Letterkenny's been going on for 13 seasons now.
Yeah.
So I think they could. And they can have some of these characters show up.
And stuff. They can have people show up in it.
Yeah, because
the guys can show up on it.
Yeah,
the hockey players.
Exactly. So you can have.
I'm pretty sure Katie can go out with somebody.
Yeah.
Or what's her face there? The bartender.
Yeah.
I
know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of her name right now.
Oh, you're talking about.
Josh is screaming it in the background, probably.
Josh doesn't know what we're talking about.
He loves Letterkenny.
He didn't even watch it.
Why? You haven't watched it at all? Why not? You should watch it. It's really good. You definitely should watch Shoresy. You and Mariah would love it. It's a hockey show. I mean, come on. It's on Hulu.
Well, I can't think of her name, but they say, hold on, I'm looking it up right now.
McMurray. Something McMurray. Bonnie McMurray.
Bonnie McMurray.
Bonnie McMurray.
She, very prominent in the Halloween episode. Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, that's happening. Great news.
Yes.
Loki.
Also coming out around Christmas time too is before you get into Loki is Doctor Who.
Yes, I have been watching a lot of stuff on their YouTube channel.
Yes.
Getting ready for this. I'm excited to jump back in.
Yeah. 3 episodes, David Tennant.
Yeah. I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
What's his name is playing an old villain.
Neil Patrick Harris.
The
Toy Master?
Yeah, something like that.
Josh, confirm? Toy Master?
We have laptops, so we can confirm.
Well, Josh loves Doctor Who more than I do, so. Or the producer, sorry. The producer.
So we'll you know what? I'm hoping it's good. They're going to have a bigger budget.
Yeah, it's the old team back together, so.
The old showrunner.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's good.
David Tennant, so.
Yeah. Then the new Doctor will be taking over.
Yes.
And I kind of like the idea they're going to be going back to season 1 with the new Doctor.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit, it's smart.
Like season 1 of like Eccleston season 1 or like original season 1 like from the 60s.
No. They're not going to say this is season 15 or 16. They're just going to call it season 1.
Oh, like a rebirth. Like a reboot.
I think that brings in new audiences that people feel like, oh no, I have to watch seasons 1 through 10 to get here.
Or more than that. Like 1 through 13 or whatever.
But I feel like doing this, it gives it a nice clean start for new people to get into it. You know what I'm saying?
But is it still the same Doctor technically?
It can be a new Doctor. Yes.
Like regeneration?
Yes.
So how is it season 1?
That's what they're calling it. They're going to call it season 1.
Well, I think they call each one of their seasons season 1, don't they?
Nope.
Like each one of the Doctor's new things it's season 1?
Nope.
This seems like it's just a ploy to make people think that you don't need to know anything when you get into it, but you're going to need to know stuff because you're going to need to know who these monsters and things are and the stories about why they don't like the Doctor.
I don't think you need to, but this is what the showrunner said. This was actually
hogwash.
I've been watching the Who official Who YouTube.
I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm just saying I call it hogwash.
And it was actually in one of the newest issues that was all about the new Doctor, but they're calling it season 1.
Okay.
For good.
We'll see how it goes.
Or for worse.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
I'm excited for the David Tennant ones.
The only thing I'm hesitant about is, yes, Doctor Who deserves a bigger budget. I love that feel that Doctor Who's always had, so I'm hoping we don't lose that feel. Beyond that, as long as the writing is good, I will be happy.
These are the first Disney ones too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're having a bigger budget because of it.
Well, I'm saying, but these are the first ones on Disney and not Max.
Right. Well, BBC.
Yes.
This is actually they're gonna have Disney money behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty big. That's some big stuff. So I want to jump back into Doctor Who. It's a show I do miss watching.
We never jumped out of it, but go ahead.
I didn't watch the last.
Oh, you mean you haven't watched? You have to jump back into it.
Yes.
We're talking about what we're talking about.
No, I want to.
I was confused.
I'm excited to get back.
I'm not confused anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
You can move on.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, Loki.
Yes. Loki.
I watched episode 1 and 2. Surprisingly, was like, wow, this is really good.
Just wait.
It's really good. I will make sure I'm caught up for
the next episode. What are we now? 4?
5.
Round 5.
Season finale is this week.
No.
Finale is
Already?
this week.
6?
It's only 6 episodes. Here are the things I like about this show. It's actually an hour each episode.
Yes.
It's competent writing and storytelling.
Yes.
It's competent. It looks good. It's acted well. So far, so good.
It's acted amazingly. It's not even just well.
I was like, the thing is, I went from Secret Invasion. My expectations got lower. Now I know Ahsoka is a different thing, but then I was just like, oh my God. No offense to what's his face, but he's really not that great. How these episodes are laid out.
Yes.
Then I'm just kind of like, I don't even care. I don't want to watch any of these shows because it's just getting worse and worse. I don't know. I just don't care.
Yeah.
So I waited, and the reviews and people, the word of mouth has been good. So I watched episode 1 and 2, and I'm like, okay, these are really good. I'm excited. I will definitely catch up. The finale is this Friday. Next time we meet,
this Thursday.
Yeah.
9:00.
We can talk about Loki as a whole. As of now, I'm really enjoying it, and I know you are really enjoying it.
It's literally
probably the best thing they've done since Loki season 1.
Yes,
my opinion.
For sure.
I think the top, as of now,
yes,
WandaVision, Loki season 1 are top tier.
Yeah.
Everything after that just kind of lands in the middle or is just bad. She-Hulk and Secret Invasion, in my opinion, were the bad ones, and everything else was just kind of in the middle. So that brings us to the Echo trailer that dropped.
Yes.
I was someone who did not care about Echo. Echo was not a character I cared about, nor would I want to watch a show about Echo.
She wasn't really well. She wasn't
introduced well.
Introduced well in the Hawkeye show.
No, but this trailer makes me interested.
If they're going to do like
that was
the
a good
full
trailer.
like go back thing,
this is MA.
Then that makes sense.
This is rated MA.
Oh, it definitely has to be.
Did you see the trailer?
Yes.
I mean,
if they're gonna let Kingpin be Kingpin like he was in the trailer,
did you see him beat the crap out of that guy?
Yeah, then it definitely has to be MA.
And then they show
a PG thing.
Shot right to the neck.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and there's blood.
Yeah.
Now this trailer,
I feel like it's gonna do a hop around thing. Like it's gonna be like the main part of the show is gonna start with like
how they met.
Well, not like I don't even think that. I think it's gonna
they showed the trailer
from
how they met.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna pick up like where Hawkeye ended, where there's the gunshot. And you don't know what happens.
I think there's gonna be a lot of time jumping.
And it's gonna be like start there, and then he's gonna be like reasoning with her.
Yes.
And it's gonna jump back to
how they met. Yeah.
And then it's gonna lead into Daredevil.
It's echoing. It's echoing how she.
Pun intended.
Yes. How he was brutal.
Yes.
And she's just as brutal.
Yes.
And how he's basically saying you're a monster too.
Yeah. And then she's gonna decide not to be.
Right. And I feel like she's struggling with that.
And I have a feeling at the end of it we're gonna see Daredevil.
I feel like Daredevil's gonna make an appearance.
He's gonna have to, because it's gonna be the only way you're gonna get the bridge to next year's Daredevil.
I don't think Daredevil's coming out next year.
Well, you know what I mean.
They scrapped the entire show. They're starting from scratch.
Well, you know what I mean. But I mean, like,
they're not,
whatever the plan is for when it's going to come out.
Daredevil
but, like,
is
the plan
not
right now is
for
it's
a
coming
while.
out next year. So
Yeah.
it might be late next year, but somewhere next year.
So I was surprised by the trailer. I'm hoping this is okay. First of all, this is going to be TVMA, something new for the MCU Disney. Also, on top, they haven't produced a TV show like this. None of their shows have been like this to date. Prove me wrong.
I think Werewolf by Night was MA.
Yeah, but that was in black and white.
Well, now a color version is now out.
That's on Hulu.
It's also on Disney Plus.
But what I'm saying is, this like the way what they showed. I'm just saying for show. Also, they're dropping it all at once.
Yes.
Which can be a good thing or a bad thing. We don't know. We don't know if they have no confidence in this. Why are they doing it for the first time? We don't know. I guess we'll all have to watch it and find out.
I think it's just because they have it, and
no, doesn't. It's
they just
weird.
want to get it out.
Do they want to get it out because they don't have confidence in it, or do they want to get it out because
I wonder
like,
if
this is going to be so good that it has to come out at once? I don't know.
I wonder if at the time when they decided it, there was a plan of something else coming out after it. And since they announced it and then the strike happened, they can't like go back on it now and be like, you know, what we're going to do is release it like a regular show.
No, not true. Because originally this was supposed to come out before Christmas. Now it's coming out in January.
Yeah.
They could do whatever they want. It's just interesting. This is the first time they're doing a lot of things with this show. So we'll see.
Well, it depends on what's in it. That's the other thing too. Like if there's stuff that like whatever was supposed to come out in February at the time.
But there's nothing coming out in February.
Well, I know, but now there isn't. But at the time when they were going to, before they announced that they were, you know, when they announced that it was all coming out at once.
I don't know.
I don't think anyone expected there still be a strike going on in November.
So, yeah, will Echo, am I interested in Echo now? Because of Kingpin, mostly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely the Kingpin part of it that's making it interesting. If it was just Echo by herself, no one would give two hoots about it.
But I have to say, just that trailer, because it showed what it's gonna. It's kind of. It feels like it's in the same vein as Netflix shows.
Right? I mean, hopefully, we get new Hawkeye in it. Steinfeld.
We don't have to get Hawkeye in there.
No, Haley Steinfeld, the new Hawkeye.
No. See, this is the other big
she
problem.
Was in that show.
But I don't want her.
That's how she got announced.
This show needs to be about Kingpin and Echo.
No, I understand that. I'm not saying like the whole show. I'm saying like towards the end of it. If they're going to be heading towards Young Avengers,
we don't know that.
Which is kind of where they've been, or Thunderbolts even.
Well, we already know the Thunderbolts.
Yeah,
they already gave us the Thunderbolts.
No, I understand that, but I mean, like if that's where the two things that they're kind of hinting at,
maybe.
I mean,
we don't know.
It would make sense. It'd be cool to see something.
Also, this show is going to be under the spot. This is going to be called Spotlight Marvel.
Yes.
And Spotlight banner is going to suggest that you do not need to know anything going into this.
Yeah. It's the same thing as the Werewolf by Night was a Spotlight presentation.
Yes. Now, I guess
special presentation, not a Spotlight.
This is Spotlight. This is something Marvel did like a long time ago.
It's like one shots, like they with Peggy Carter was like a
one
shot.
But you can go into this not knowing anything.
Like the one they put out on, I think, Netflix at the time. But it was like a one-shot Peggy Carter story.
I think it was ABC.
No, the show was, but then they put like a special. Well, I think really in the very beginning of Disney Plus, even they might have put it out.
Right.
Like a one-shot Peggy Carter show.
Yeah.
Episode movie thing.
You can go into Echo not knowing anything, and you'll get it all there, which is great.
Well, they do recaps at the beginning of them anyways, so there's going to be some kind of a recap at the front of it to explain what is going on.
I understand, but I'm just like I feel like you don't need to know anything that happened in Hawkeye.
No,
really.
No, you didn't miss anything anyways.
No, you didn't. I mean, nothing.
Not
really.
with her character. You didn't really miss anything.
No.
She was a henchman, and then she possibly shot Kingpin,
which they showed in the trailer that she did.
So there you go.
That's the same thing in the comics.
Yeah.
All right. So Echo, I'll give it a shot. It does look good. No denying that the trailer was well done, but the trailer was also well done for Secret Invasion
in all the DC movies. So there you go.
I know. Well, not even that. this is where I am when it comes to Marvel TV shows. I got to wait and see now. I'm not jumping in right away anymore.
That was coming this way. I thought we were going to have our moment.
I should have brought my cat here. She would have took this thing down.
Yeah, then your poor cat would have had like stink mouth.
Well, she'll just chase it.
Yeah.
She has fun.
Yeah.
All right. My God. Oh, Mark.
Yes. That's me.
We're gonna go see Blink in July.
We are.
Me, and Tony again.
Yes.
And we get to go to Hartford.
I know. I offered to drive.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
Yeah.
So I got tickets.
Yes, you did.
I got them pre-sale tickets. So I got
some
them
random
early.
band before them, which I don't know who they are, but I'm sure they'll be good.
Yeah, I don't know who the band is actually.
Something Veils. I don't know.
Yeah, that should be awesome. Very excited for that. The new album is fantastic. I've been listening to it constantly. I put it up. I put it up there with Untitled and Neighborhoods for me. But I love the new album. I love their new. They put a documentary out about, which I suggest watching. It's about an hour and 20
Where do you find it?
on their official YouTube. Blink-182.
All right. Just throw it out there,
Zayn,
people who don't know.
Zayn from Apple Music interviews them. Basically, it goes to the whole breakup.
Yeah.
What they felt is very raw.
Yeah.
And then how basically, man, you want to have a friend like Travis Barker. How Travis Barker basically was the glue
Yeah.
between them.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't talking, Travis was still friends with both of them.
Yeah.
And he just basically said, I knew we would come back together.
Yeah.
He's like, I knew it. We
It's
can't.
usually what drummers are.
But it's really
Drummers
good.
usually are the group, the tie that binds. Like even with if you watch the Beatles documentary, like they all fought each other, but no one fought Ringo. Ringo was friends with everybody the whole time.
Yeah.
So-
Don't we have a new Beatles
We
song?
do have a new Beatles song, and it's amazing.
Then and Now?
Then and Now, yeah.
I haven't listened to
The
it.
technology that they did for it is really, really interesting. Speaking of great documentary things, if you want to see something,
Yeah.
they did a 12-minute video about this song and how it all came about. How it was basically a demo that John had been working on
Yeah.
when he died, unfortunately. And then in Yoko going through his stuff, found the cassette and gave it over to Paul and said, hey, here's the last song John ever wrote.
Really?
And in 94, the three of them got together and they released those two songs that was off that same cassette.
Yes. That was
Yeah.
when they did the documentaries that came out. Yeah.
The anthology.
Yeah, anthology. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was going to be the three of them. That's why there was three parts of the anthology.
Mm-hmm.
This is the third one that was supposed to come out. But it was such... it was recorded on a cassette tape, and they couldn't get his audio was lower than the piano track, and they couldn't separate the two of them well enough to be able to do anything with it.
Technology now. Right?
Well, so they recorded a bunch of stuff. Like George recorded guitars for it. They recorded all the different parts for it, and then they just never did anything with it. So it sat that whole time until Peter Jackson started doing the Get Back for Disney.
Yeah.
And he literally invented an AI, used AI to invent like a voice recognition software where it would recognize their voices, the four members of the band, and would also pull out each individual instrument out of each track of audio.
Wow.
So while doing that, Paul was like, oh, we have this audio track that we've been sitting on since 90 whatever. Let's try it out. So they literally put the thing in there. It came out perfectly. They could hear John's voice crystal clear.
Wow.
So
that's cool.
Ringo and Paul went back and recorded parts to finalize it and mix it and all that stuff. And then that's when they put out.
Wow. I got to listen to it.
But yeah, it's really good.
Nice.
It's a Beatles song. It's very Beatles.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very, yeah.
That's exciting. I'll have to
And
check
then
it
Peter
out.
Jackson went and did a video for it
Yes.
with Ringo and Paul using old footage from.
Yeah, I saw a still with it had all four of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Yeah.
So I got to watch that.
Yeah. The impetus of that technology actually was when Paul was doing his tour, started doing his tour again. At the very last part of the documentary, they do the concert on the roof, and they do Every Little Feeling, and to show Paul that what he was able to do, he sent him John's track of just John singing.
Yeah.
So Paul was like, "Oh, this is so cool! I can sing with my friend again." So in his concert, he plays John's track on the jumbotron screen.
Oh my God!
And he sings his part. John sings his part, and Paul sings his.
Wow!
And he's like, I saw a video of him talking about that. How he's like, it's literally like singing with John again on stage.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Like that's like the things that AI should be used for, in my opinion. Like, that's the stuff I want AI to do. Like, the good things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, just
not slowly taking over the world.
Yeah.
Helping us hear bands that we couldn't hear before because hear the last bits of those things. Like I can't even. Like I started thinking about it when I was listening to the watching the documentary. I'm like, how many bands have stuff like that? Like I'm pretty sure there's all these artists who've passed that were in these huge bands had demos that they had been working on.
Do you remember?
Like Kurt Cobain or Chris Cornell or any of those guys that must have stuff lying around somewhere that they could now take and finish those songs. Right. Like how crazy would it be if we got like the last Nirvana songs?
Well, I mean, they did
Kurt
release.
Had been working on.
They did release one song when they did the greatest hits.
Yeah,
that was.
But
like
if there was something like that they had that they haven't been able to do anything with because audio wasn't right or something.
Yeah, I mean now they can. They can fix it up nicely.
Do
you remember? This is going back to singing with dead people. Back in the 90s, it was a Christmas song, Incredible.
Nat King Cole and his daughter.
Yes. And they basically Unforgettable. They used old footage of him singing with Frank Sinatra and other people, and they inserted her.
Yeah, Natalie Cole sings the parts.
Yeah. And that was in the 90s.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember. Do you remember the Pauly?
The Pauly Shore song. Yes.
Not the Pauly Shore. Paul Abdul.
Yes.
Coca-Cola commercial where they digitally inserted all these dead people.
Frank Sinatra, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly.
Yes, you remember that?
All these people she danced with.
And that was a big deal back then.
That was like around the time of Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah.
People were like, this is crazy.
They're first starting to do CGI stuff.
You're going to start bringing up all these dead people. Like, remember that was a big thing?
John Wayne selling like beer.
Yes. John Wayne was actually in that commercial. It was John Wayne, Gene Kelly.
Then his estate came out and sued them.
Humphrey Bogart,
image,
I think.
Likeness and image stuff.
And
that's where they had the whole, where they can't do that anymore unless they get permission.
Well, the estate should have.
Yeah.
But that was before that was all a thing. Estate. Yeah. But isn't that
crazy? I think it was a Pepsi commercial, I want to say.
Maybe. How far have we come?
At least 30, 40 years.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, about that.
Waka, waka, waka.
Waka, waka. What else you got, Brian? What else is on your list of things we've missed over the past month?
Season 2 of Our Flag Means Death.
I haven't started watching it yet.
Hold on.
Okay.
Me neither. I got my wife into it. So we're both watching season 1 together. And I love it.
Yeah.
And she's enjoying it as well. So we're going to get into season 2. We are 4 episodes away from finishing season 1.
Yeah.
And
speaking of being the Kazaskas, Claire randomly out of nowhere said the other day, I think I want to get into watching Breaking Bad.
Oh, I love Breaking Bad is one of my...
I've never seen an episode of Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, for me, is not only one of the best shows.
Yeah.
It's one of the... It's in my opinion, and this is how I see it, Breaking Bad, to me, is perfect. There's not a bad episode. To me, that show was like cream of the crop, like fantastic writing, fantastic storytelling. It doesn't drag. It just builds and builds and builds. And me and Allison started watching that show. It was going to end, and we kept hearing Baxter and O'Brien talk about it. So we're like, we should watch it because we want to watch the final season because everyone's going to be talking about it.
Yeah.
We couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And that's me. For me, it's the pinnacle. It's in my top 10 shows of all time. Loved it. Bryan Cranston, incredible.
Yeah.
Aaron Paul, incredible. I say go for it. It's a fantastic show.
Yeah, I know. It's just we just got to find the time and stuff.
What do you mean? You got the time.
No, not all the time.
Winter's coming.
Well, I know, but I'm saying we have to find I have to do it during the day, like on a weekend. Like I can't do it at night, like
on a
after
Sunday.
we get home. Well, after football season.
Well, football's almost done. We're in the middle of the season's halfway done.
The season ends in January, Brian.
Yeah, season's halfway done.
So we got time to.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there you go.
We start at 1:00 and we don't end till 9:00.
Well, anyway,
it's on.
I highly recommend Breaking
Red
Bad to
Zone,
anybody.
baby. 7 hours, no commercials. Football, fire hose, right in your face.
The Red Zone.
Yeah, it's the best.
Oh my God!
Jumps from game to game. You don't have to change the channel.
Jeez,
You watch every game that's on.
The future's now.
It is.
The future's now.
I love it. Sit down at 1:00 and I don't move off my couch for 8 hours.
Well, that's my review of Breaking Bad. I loved it.
Yeah, we'll probably get into it.
You should. I think my list is ended.
Speaking of best shows of all time,
yeah,
one of mine is West Wing.
Yes.
And I got to go on a work trip a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
To Virginia/DC area.
Yeah.
And one of the things we got to do, if we wanted to, was take a White House tour.
How was it?
It was amazing.
Yeah, it looked cool.
I thoroughly suggest it if you ever have a chance.
Yeah.
To take a tour of the White House.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take pictures and stuff in there.
Right.
But like being able to actually look at the Oval Office.
Yeah.
In person, as opposed to seeing it in movies and TV shows.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. That's a real place. It's not like just a set.
Does it look
it
smaller?
looks like a set.
Does it look smaller than in person?
Not really. It looks like they do a really good job. Like on West Wing, they do a really excellent job of. It feels like the hallways look the same and everything looks basically the same. I mean, it was after hours, of course, so nothing's going on.
Right.
So it looks like a set.
Yeah.
Because it's just like
an empty room.
With nothing going on in it. So, but it's really cool. Like
it would be cool.
Did that. We went to Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Which was really neat to see. Like, I mean, it wasn't really neat in the part that we saw the people who ran the farm.
Yes.
Stuff, but the history part of it is really neat. I enjoy all that stuff. I enjoy learning all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then right before we left, we had some time to kill before we got to the airport. So the guys and I, Chris and Greg, went over to the National Mall and did like the walk around the mall.
Oh.
And that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah.
World War II Memorial. Yeah. It made me like we had talked, my mom and I had talked years ago when we were in New York City for a weekend or something. We went to the city with the Sibs and everything, and we were there and we were talking about how we wanted to do a vacation to DC, and we never got to do it. So I was talking to Claire when I got back and like, we definitely have to do it. I definitely want to do the because I've never been. That was my first time there.
Yeah, I've never been either.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah,
because everything's free.
Yes. It should be.
It should be a bonus. Not the staying places, but you know, the actual like going to places.
Yeah.
But it's all at your own pace too, which is nice. It's not like you probably could do the touristy kind of thing and get the tours and all that stuff, but
they tell you what everything is.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to just I think I've gotten to the age of my dad where he used to like walk around and read all the plaques and all the different things.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I like to stop and read all the plaques, and Claire gets aggravated. She's like, "Let's go." I'm like, "No, I'm learning.
I want to read this.
I want to read this. Someone took the effort to put this on a thing, and that's not there for a reason."
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I totally forgot. It's been so long, Mark.
I know.
Holy smokes. Yeah. And then Halloween happened too. Right around
we never get any trick or treaters.
Yeah, I know you don't. I
was the only trick or treater we get. I am the only trick-or-treater.
I am the trick-or-treater.
I am the phantom trick-or-treater. This year I was a Red Sox player.
Ooh.
It's whatever I have lying around. I usually wait until like the day before to figure out what I'm going to do. This year was a trick-or-treater.
There you go.
Last year I was a nerd. Year before that, I think I was Darth Vader.
For nobody.
No, well, I'd come into that. I got home from work and I rang the doorbell and I trick or treat.
Smell my feet.
At my own house.
Give me something good to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, things you do for the wife. You want to, She always hopes that we'll get trick or treaters. She always buys a bag of candy.
I'm amazed you don't. It seems like there'd be kids.
It's Springfield, and we're in like cul-de-sac.
There's no kids in that area?
We have kids on the street. I see them riding their bikes up on the street all the time.
Yeah.
Just I just don't think people trick or treat anymore.
Well,
like in Springfield, I mean.
I was going to say, that's not the case.
They trunk or treat. That's the thing. I think the trunk or treat is the death of common sense in our lifetime, but that's another story for another day.
Well, trick or treat is for little kids.
It's for little kids. If you're over like 5, you should be able to walk around the neighborhood with your parents and go trick or treating.
We get a lot of trick or treaters.
The excuse of like, oh, it's not safe. It's like, well, you're with them. What's going to happen?
We get a lot of trick or treaters, so it's always busy in our neighborhood.
It's just another thing. It's like participation trophies. Don't get me started.
Oh man. Oh, look at that. Time to go.
Get off my lawn.
Anything else, Mark? I think we've
No, we're just waiting on this stupid actor strike to end so we can start getting stuff going again. It's like everything's kind of like in limbo.
Well, next week or the next time we meet, we will be talking about we're giving our review of The Marvels, which is coming out this Thursday.
Yes.
And we'll be talking about Loki season 2.
Yes, we will be.
Now, I have to say, this is the first Marvel movie I'm just kind of like, we're going. My excitement for it is little to none. I want to be surprised. My expectations are low. I want to come out and be, that was good. That's all I want from this movie.
Yeah, I have high hopes in the fact that it's going to be better than other stuff.
The bar, it has to be Ant-Man. If it could beat Quantumania, I will be a happy man. That's
Which wasn't
all I want.
terrible.
It wasn't good.
But it wasn't terrible, though. That's the other thing. I think people are expecting every one of these movies now to be like Infinity War.
No.
Or like that.
No,
but
I
it
don't
seems
think
like that's
so.
like
just better writing.
Like, oh, it's not great. I'm like, it's not every one of them's gonna be a home run. Some of them are gonna be singles. Some of them are gonna be bunts. Some of them are gonna be strikeouts. That's just how it is.
Well, that's
when you have that much content.
Before,
it's not like you're not gonna get like
we've gone into this before, but you had banger after banger pre Endgame, and then after this, it just kind of like saturated the market with mediocrity.
We're also throwing out the top guns too. It's like you're throwing out Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk.
Doesn't matter.
Thor. Those are like the big hitters.
Yeah, but look at Guardians. Guardians was awesome and huge hit. Unknown did fantastic.
Yeah, but that's not going to be a commonality. It's going to be more of a rarity.
All I'm just saying is Ant-Man wasn't an Ant-Man movie. It fell short. And visually, it wasn't that great. And storytelling, it wasn't that great. Then you had a hit with Guardians 3, the biggest hit for them for the year. Then you go to Secret Invasion, which is a letdown, which was a letdown by everybody.
Well, I think there's also the thing of, and I've kind of thought about this recently, is that there's not a tie that binds yet, still to this point. And it's been a while since Thanos. And I mean, I know Kang is supposedly the next tie that binds thing, but it's been too slow of a burn. And there hasn't been any
nobody cares.
Like, is there going to what is Ant-Man doing? Like, is he teaming up with these other people? Or are these other people why are these other people around? Like, poor Shang-Chi has been sitting doing what forever?
I know.
And we haven't heard a word about him.
They've never brought back any of these new characters.
Whereas the old movies, you'd have that cross of at least a character or something to combine, to connect the dots kind of thing.
Yes.
Whereas I think they've lost that connecting the dots.
They lost a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think the Marvels, the only thing, I want it to be good. I want to walk out and be like, that was fun. That's all I want. I'm rooting for it to be good.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared. The only reservation I have about this movie is the reviews are not going up until Thursday.
Yeah.
That is not good. When a movie holds their reviews to the day of release is never a good sign.
But has that been a commonality lately?
No. Guardians.
Or is there some kind of
the
big
reviews came out
reveal in the movie that they don't want out?
See, there could be two things, two thought process. The movie isn't that good. And the reviews aren't going to go out to the day it's released on Thursday. Or there could be a reveal that they don't want out. But most of the time, the reviews of these movies come out the week of the movie to get the hype going. This is something normally what studios do when they don't have confidence in something. They put the reviews out late.
Or maybe they're just afraid.
So, I don't know.
We'll find out on Thursday.
It's a wait and see.
We'll find out on Thursday.
We'll find out on Thursday.
We'll
I
judge
hope it's
it
good.
for ourselves.
Yes.
Which, as you should as well.
I like all
you
three.
You should judge it yourself.
I like all three
characters. You shouldn't be the one that tell you that it's good or not.
I like all three characters.
God, if you're listening to us anyways, you're really bad because we won't review it until everyone else has already reviewed it 6 times. So
we'll be back.
Hopefully we'll be back next week. Who knows? It could be a month from now we could be doing a show. It could be next year sometime. Who knows? The way we go, who knows what's going on?
We're doing a show next week. Because we got to talk about Loki in the Marvels.
Depending on Brian's schedules, like who knows what's going on.
The week of Thanksgiving is not going to be good for me.
Well, no.
We'll take that week off.
We never do a show the week of Thanksgiving. We record a show ahead of time.
That's true.
Usually we would do that.
You've been busy too. Don't blame it all on me.
I've been here. I don't know what
I got a meeting at 11.
I'm sorry. I got people wanting to use the studio. Not a bad thing.
I know. All right. So don't blame it all on me.
But mostly it's your problem.
All right. It's mostly my fault. Okay. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week.
We will be.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Knock on wood.
As always, be
Huzzah!
safe. Be well. Be kind.
Be merry.
And rewind.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully see you next week.
See you next week, maybe.
Bye, Canada.
Canada.